Rob Temple, CEO of Pivotal Sports and Entertainment. I've worked in the college sports space for decades, 20 years at ESPN. I've seen it evolve over time. Brands love college sports and college football because it's an ecosystem unlike anything else. The NFL is phenomenal, but it's centrally controlled. It's the highest dollar. It's a premium to get access to anything from media to sponsorship. College sports and college football in particular, you can access the title to a bowl game. You can be on the sidelines. You can be in the media. You can do it all. And so the value equation depends on the client, what the client's objectives are. We work from the top brands like Coca-Cola Bowl season, to Liberty Mutual, integrating them and bringing them into the title of the Music City Bowl and into the Dragon Seed benches, to other brands that are new brands that are getting started, that are looking for IP, that are looking for products on shelf. They're looking for hospitality. They're looking for B2B. Every situation's different. And college football and college sports allows you to customize the solution for that brand depending on their budgets and their objectives, their KPIs, what they're looking for. In particular, the opportunities now for brands are greater than ever because the NCAA has largely delegated these rights back to the entities, to the conferences, to the schools, to the bowls, who've grown in their abilities to execute these things. And so you're seeing opportunities for brands to be on player jerseys, opportunities to use players with NIL, to amplify brands and messaging, new sponsorship platforms like these climate-controlled, state-of-the-art player benches with branding opportunities, bowl titles, virtual applications, everything from pylon cams to headsets to whatever. But it needs to be organic and it needs to be a fit with the fan and the viewer. What Pop-Tarts does with their bowl game, fabulous. What Kinder's does with their Kinder's Texas Bowl, fabulous and appropriate. Duke's Mayo, fun and appropriate, a little crazy, but everybody loves it. That's part of this ecosystem. It's finding the fit for the brand and their objectives with the asset, the budget, the opportunity. And there's never been more opportunity. These bowl games for bowl season up 13% over last year. That shows continued performance, continued growth. The CFP's rating well, regular season college football's rating well. It still touches a chord in the American fan. And they're now playing games internationally in Rio and Ireland and in London this coming year. So there's never been more opportunities. It provides opportunities for a ton of different brands, whether you're coming in through a team, a conference, a bowl game at a higher level, media, no media, hospitality. So it's just an ecosystem, a petri dish where brands can experiment, learn, or go big. It just depends on the brand and their budgets and their objectives. And that's what we love about college sports and college football. I think what's shifted over the years is the sophistication of why clients are buying assets in college sports and how they're buying them and leveraging them. The why used to be maybe a less sophisticated approach for a lot of brands. They were buying it for media reach and efficiency, or they were buying it for prestige, or they were buying it sometimes defensively to own a category and block a competitor, or it was a vanity buy by a CEO or a CMO or somebody high up the chain. Now I think decisions are made because of more data, more analytics, more sophistication in the brands, the agencies, the media, the properties, and they're buying them for 360-degree reasons. They're using it as an incentive for their sales force. They're sometimes going on pack to retail. They're creating a digital and social custom program to collect data and engage consumers in those experiences. They're doing on-site activation, sampling, getting their product and brand in front of the consumers. They're celebrating their customers, their best salespeople with tickets and hospitality at the event. They're driving their business on multiple levels, and they're getting media reach and efficiency and KPI depending on how they've designed what they're doing, and frankly, how they evaluated and capture that 360-degree investment. So whereas it used to be, in my opinion, sort of one or two dimensional, and there was a limited number of brands that thought 360, I think it's the opposite of that now. There may be a few less sophisticated buyers in sports, particularly college, but now you're seeing a much more sophisticated approach at entry levels all the way up to the higher levels, where they're buying it for a broad set of reasons that are intentional and strategic, and they're executing it on a broad set of platforms, and they're evaluating it, measuring it, and growing it, to that end, to continue to unlock more value and serve their consumers. more sophisticated brands and companies and agencies are thinking about it, throughout the whole year. How do I design it into my packaging? How do I design it into my sales and distribution channels? How do I incent behavior that culminates in a bowl game and leads to it? But their KPIs are driven throughout the year. How do they create sales incentives, employee incentives, performance incentives, and metrics that they're driving in February, March, April, May, June, and then rewarding and paying it off in a bowl game? Kinder's is a great example. We brought in Kinder's as the title to the Texas Bowl with David Fletcher and his group and Clint Overby. And it's a phenomenal partnership that took them from being off the map to having their first on-air creative, having their first brand experience. They entertain customers. It drives their retail exposure, their price volume position in retail, opens up new retailers. And so I know a brand like that is thrilled, coming from nowhere in terms of sponsorship to taking on a title sponsorship in a major market, help their distribution in Texas, regionally, nationally, created huge exposure and inquiries about their brand, and frankly, just makes the consumer more familiar with that choice. I see a lot of spices, a lot of sauces on the shelf. I'm going to choose Kinder's because I recognize it, I know it, I enjoy their brand and what they say about tailgating and tailgaters, and it's a fit. And that's part of what the bowl title does for that brand. It makes it more accessible, increases the consumer choice at retail or in other environments. We deal with everything from Shaw Sports Turf, B2B, high level, installing and selling turf, to institutions and school systems and communities, venues, to people like Coca-Cola who are coming into title bowl season. And they're obviously looking at it differently, but they're looking at it at scale for their KPIs to fit and drive their business, which is great. It's coming, man. It's coming.